Hello, future millionaires, and welcome back to the Get Rich Slow podcast. We are your hosts, Adrian Shermer, Rob Delavan, and a special treat today, Ashley Whaley subbing in for Lance Johnson. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Audience can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Stitcher. You can also view us on YouTube, as well as possibly another couple streaming platforms there. Today, our special guest is Cathy Winslow. She's with Globe Life Family Heritage Division. How are you doing today, Cathy?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Very
Wonderful.
good.
Glad
very
to
good.
have you.
Oh,
Hey, Cathy.
This
Hey.
is our final episode with Cathy in this three-part series. Today, we're going to learn all about what's ahead for her and her future with Globe Life Family Heritage Division.
All right, another book recommendation, Who
love this.
Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. I read this book a long time ago. Well, it's probably been a couple of years. So, Cathy, thank you for highlighting this book. Can you give us kind of like a brief synopsis of what this book is about?
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, I know I read it a long time ago too, but it sticks out in my mind that it was impactful. So basically, it's just talking about your perception, and we can change our perception of a situation and make it work for us versus, hey, they, being the victim, they did that to me. Instead, why not just taking a look at who's the common denominator and how about changing my the reaction to a situation to make it better. So
Yeah, this is a fun
Kind of
one.
like,
I think I read this like early 2000s. It might have even been in school or I don't know, something like that. But it's an interesting. It's super simple. And did somebody else do something to me? Oh man, it's not where it's supposed to be. I need to go
Yes.
get it instead. So this is a fun one. We'll definitely add this to our collection. And thank you for the recommendation, Cathy.
you're welcome.
I think it's kind of like about how people deal with change too,
Mhm.
like how you
Mhm.
navigate the change.
It's
Right.
interesting how like all of these business and management books, they always apply backwards onto your life. It's there's a lot you can glean about just personal relationships. I mean, that's business personified, right? But it's just interesting at all, it's just human behavior at the end of the day.
Okay, so Cathy, question one: who should we be on the lookout for people to connect you with?
Well, that's always been a challenge because we literally can cover anyone from 0 to 80, age 0 to 80. So, but what I usually tell people is they should think about who is closest to them.
Mm.
That's the first place to look because, I mean, I can go out and talk to small business owners and meet strangers and talk to them and help them. But what about my family? What about my close friends? They're the ones really who are the most important people to most of us, the ones that are closest to us, that we really need to let know that this exists because so many people don't know. We don't advertise. And so it's up to us as agents to get the word out to people and hopefully our clients get the word out as well. So yeah, it's always good to start with the people you care about the most.
Mm. So it's
Nice.
very referral driven. As far
Absolutely.
as your marketing, like you work with the people in your sphere and then end up working with the people in your sphere's sphere, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what most of us are, including me, trying to build our referral based business because otherwise I'm out cold calling on small business owners and you know how that goes usually.
Mhm. Yeah.
But networking, belonging to networking groups and stuff, but just,
Right.
it's all about getting the word out.
Right. So the BNI piece, which we've talked about, a fair amount in this podcast, the Business Networking International, which you're a member here locally in Lake O. And then just, are you doing Chamber of Commerce and that sort of thing too? Or
I belong to the Wilsonville Chamber of Commerce because that's where I live. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
and you're out there and you're sharing your message.
Absolutely.
Consistently.
Yep.
all day, every
And
day.
yeah, what we found, and just, we have a meeting every Wednesday morning, and this meeting of all of, I don't know, there's like almost 50 agents within our agency within a number of
Mhm.
states. And the point, even this morning, the point they were making was all places, what is it that saying, all, just anywhere you are, it's a light. They're like, this is like lifestyle selling, because these agents
Mm.
are talking about being in a restaurant, they striking up a conversation, and then they end up protecting that family, because
Mm.
you end up asking each other, oh, so what do you do?
Yeah.
And from there, I mean, wow, really? Most people don't know there's such a thing as cancer insurance or
Right.
accident insurance. So yeah.
Right. Well, and then it
It's been-
becomes whatever they experienced in their life, right? And
Mhm.
usually it's a need. And
Yeah.
like you said, it's lifestyle selling. So you're just, if you uncover the need, then you're serving, not selling. So
Yep.
Exactly.
pretty powerful.
hmm
Kathy, what are your plans for growth?
So within the company, and I am an independent, we're all independent contractors, but we exclusively
Mhm.
represent the company. But they have tons of, well, they have lots of incentives and things, but you have a path where you can just remain an agent and sell, sales professional, or you can go the route where you're building an agency of your own.
Mm.
And so eventually I would like to build at least a, 5-person team or maybe more.
Mhm.
And work towards that goal. So that's really what I see myself doing in the future, is
Mm.
forming my own agency.
Love it.
Nice.
And how does, like, do you have the baby steps already kind of laid out on that? Or is this a 3-5 year goal, or is this a 12-month goal?
This is more like a 3 to 5 year goal.
Okay.
Because I'm still building my business on my own. I can recruit people whenever I want, and then we have a person who will train, but I get some credit for that, financial
Mhm.
credit, I should say, a little
Mhm.
bit.
Mhm.
But so, because our company has continuously been growing,
Mhm.
even though the last couple of years through the pandemic, lots of companies were struggling, but yeah, so we're just continuously growing every year, and we need more people, especially in the Northwest. We need more agents out here. So
At a certain point, you're saturated in the market, but obviously not even close in the Northwest, huh?
right, we're not, but not at all. I mean, we just got a few of us, which is
What
great.
would
I have a lot
that
to draw from. Go ahead.
what would that person look like that you'd want to have on your team?
Someone who's self-motivated. It is a straight commission position, and
Mhm.
so that scares a lot of people. I know that initially when I got into sales, I was going to go a different route, and then I thought, oh, too risky. Okay, I better just work for a big company and be an employee. So I
Mhm.
have this guaranteed income. But so people who are entrepreneurial, and because it's an incredible financial opportunity for anyone, as long as you have the motivation to get out, put yourself out there and
Mhm.
talk to strangers, and not afraid to cold call.
Right.
So yeah, that's the big thing.
Very cool.
Okay.
Well, this will be a fun journey to help you on over the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So here's a great question. I'm really glad that you picked this one, and I'm excited to hear your answer. So what are the benefits in your line of work for longevity?
So I took this question, I looked at it in terms of what financial benefits are there in my line of work. Because when you're an agent with Family Heritage, you have the opportunity, as long as you're with the company for at least 5 years, you actually have the opportunity to receive residuals. But you have to be fully vested, which is in 5 years. Then you'll receive the residuals for 25 years, basically.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
Nice.
really, there are some agents who come on board and they're like 60 years old, and they're saying, yep, I want to put in my 5 years, so then, build my business in 5 years. So I have this retirement, I have these residuals coming in. I'm at a certain level. So, and like I said, anybody who does this can make it what they want to make of it.
Mhm.
There are some people who kind of do it part-time and on the side, and others who are just gung-ho and, just really grow their business very, very quickly. And we have people from all walks of life who have decided to do what I'm doing.
Wow.
So
Nice. So it's like a nice passive income. You kind of build it right, get a nice solid foundation. And then especially if you have a team, and then you can use it as your retirement plan. That's awesome.
yes, yep.
Like,
So that's
like you said, 0 to 80, right?
I know.
although to sell insurance, I would assume you'd have to be 18.
18, yeah. And yeah, because each state has its own laws and rules. But the other thing is, when I said 0 to 80, it's not like a 5-year-old can buy a policy. So in Oregon, you have to be 18 to actually buy the policy.
Okay.
18 or older. So, but we can cover, our ICU plan that covers the NICU even. So,
Oh, wow.
that's,
So I could be 79 years old and right under, just slide under and buy the policy for the next 25 years.
Absolutely.
It would cover you till you're 104. Something like that. No problem. I'm good. And I'll get my check back when I'm 104. So party at the retirement village, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, from 66 and there's set dollar amounts for the return of premium. So yeah. So it depends. And we have 4 levels of coverage. So I never even talked about that. But at the best level of coverage, I think it's like, I'm remembering this. So it's $30-something thousand. So there's a cap, on if you get the policy when you're 66 or older.
Oh,
but
gotcha. Okay.
I got my first one at 50. So I'm like, okay, when I'm 75.
Yeah, there you go.
25 years.
Hey, take what you can get. I mean, it sounds like obviously there's a longevity here in this industry that you can continue to, on the sales side, as you're building your team, as you're building your, book of business of clients, so forth. Obviously, you work hard now and continue to connect with those folks, and you're going to continue to get that referral, referral machine as long as you're doing it. Which is pretty cool.
And
not everybody can say that.
Right. Yeah. And it just feels really good. The bottom line for me is it feels so good to be able to protect families rather than just saying, I just made a sale. Okay, move on to the next one. I protect families, and I have those clients as long as they have their policy, I have them for the next 25 years. So
yeah. Well, there's a level of connection and empathy there that you have, based on your incredible experience and story. It's naturally there, and I believe that shows through. It certainly does for me. So we appreciate just you sharing that, in that this concept of there's folks out there that are doing sales, and you get a commission, but you're not selling. I think we talked about it in a previous episode. You're not shoving something that people don't need down their throat. You're speaking to a need, uncovering that need, and fulfilling that through a level of service. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's all about I spend most of my time educating people on what we have and what's available, because people just aren't aware, and I wasn't aware either, until I heard about it. Cancer insurance, what? So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I love that you're so passionate about it.
Thanks. Yeah, I try to be. So,
Cathy, where can we find you?
Well, you can email me at cwins2020@gmail.com. For a quicker response, you can call or text me at 503-862-6980. My Instagram is at Globe Life FHD, which stands for Family Heritage Division. And my Facebook page is Cathy Winslow Agent.
Awesome. And for our audience, you can also get links in the show description to get to Cathy's site, or to connect with Rob or I or Lance. Ashley, thank you again for being our substitute Lance. You're certainly more pleasant than he is. Sorry, Lance.
Well, thank you for having me.
I don't think he'll take that as an answer. He would say that himself. So.
He would definitely agree with you. Exactly. And then we have CathyWinslow.com, CathyWinslow.com. Yep.
Perfect. If you want to connect with us in person, as always, roi-fa.com/events is the best place to find out what we've got going on. We've got sip and mingle events where you can meet some folks that we love, and hopefully you can become one of them as well, maybe even be a guest on our show. Learn and grow events, which have some sort of educational moments, pretty similar to what we do here. We just bring on, folks that we feel moved by, connected to, and learn from their expertise in their given field. We've also got a summer bash coming up and some holiday photos. So check out our calendar. The events are added all the time, and it's just a great way to connect with the community and for us to connect with you. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us today. This is the last one in this series, so we'll start something off new next week, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
guys.
Kathy.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Ashley.
Thank you. Thanks for
All right,
having
guys.
me.
Thank you, audience, for listening. Take care.
Thanks.